One of my favorite things to do as a fantasy author is to make up world-specific language to go inside of my story. And this is not an in-depth language where I'm creating all the words and all the things and having full conversations. I'm just creating specific words that go with that world. For example, in the Siren War Saga and the Sinking, which are my mermaid stories, I am going to have specific mermaid words. A sarasa is going to be something that goes across the chest of the male mermaids or mermen. And I have words for the mermaids' tops, ilus. I have words for different things that come up throughout the course of normal conversation. So we're not going hardcore into it. I'm not building out my own version of Dothraki. I am creating world-specific words that pop up from time to time for specific items and specific things. I call the collection of mermaids a collection. In the professional and hobbyist mermaid world where they are in mermaid tales and they're doing parties and things, they call them pods, kind of like a dolphin pod. I call them collections. I make up words for where they're staying. We would call it a house or home. I call it a dwelling for them. And so I go very specific with the fantasy world language, and you can too. You don't have to go too in depth. You just have to have 5, 6, 7 key words that pop up from time to time and are specific to the dragons, or are specific to the magical system, or are specific to under the sea. And then if you write multiple books in that same type of thing, so a lot of different dragon books but unconnected, a lot of different mermaid books but unconnected, carry those words over. I actually let people use the language that I created for my mermaid books. I have all those words listed on my old blog if you go find it. And I give people permission to use collections and to use ilus and the sarasa and all of those other things so that we can collectively build up a mermaid language. And I give permission to the professional mermaid community to use those as well so that we can have kind of a standardized language for that world. That's something you can do, or something you can choose to keep to yourself and specific to your novel or novels. But making up certain words and then remembering them and using them again and again in the correct context is going to be really helpful for you. So I do recommend, if you are creating some kind of magical system, you're in a fantasy world, you're doing something that is outside of, the traditional world we live in, make up a handful of words, make sure you have those ready to go, and then use them throughout the course of your book or books to reiterate the world that you are creating and do really cool things to help level that up and just give it more authenticity to the world that you are creating. Drop your questions on building language for your books down below and follow along as we continue to help you navigate the world of your author life, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your most profitable and successful author year ever with the least amount of stress. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.